Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far and welcome to today's video. I'm feeling very rusty. It's been several weeks since I last filmed, although my pre-filmed videos were going up all across Christmas and into the new year. This is the first time I've sat down and filmed for 3 weeks. So bear with me. We're going to be doing my December beauty faves, fails and everything in between, my December beauty roundup. So without further ado, let's get started. So I feel like this is quite a different roundup for what I usually have to share with you, just because it was Christmas, December. I didn't buy a lot of new makeup because there really are very few releases that actually come out in December. I feel like all of the holiday stuff comes out in October and November, and by December everything is kind of quietening down. So I've got a lot of fragrance, a lot of kind of body products, hair products, and some phenomenal outstanding makeup, because what did come out was pretty good. And then a couple of things that were not so good, but we're going to talk about it. So let's start off with this Baccarat Rouge 540 Serum. See, I told you I was rusty. Sparkling body oil, not shimmering. I can't speak. Sparkling, say it with me. Sparkling body oil. Oh my God, look at it. Now, of course, this is very much a luxury product. It's not for everybody. I realize a lot of people are like, you're insane. That's crazy money for like a sparkling body oil. You have to really like love this fragrance, love the brand, and just want something really luxurious in order for this to be worth it for you. I absolutely love this. It's just stunning to look at. Just having it on my little perfume tray gives me a lot of joy. That alone is worth the money to me. It smells incredible. Again, if you love the fragrance, it's stunning. I feel like this is a little sort of smokier, just a hair more smokiness to this than the perfume, in my opinion. The oil itself is gorgeous. It's somehow like when I swatch this on my hand, it does, of course, it looks sparkly. It's a sparkling body oil. But as you kind of blend this onto the skin, it just looks very luminous and like an oil, very beautiful. You can see there, you're not getting a huge amount of glitter. It's just beautiful and glowy, an absolute delight. And you do get the fragrance. So what I will say is this is very long lasting as far as the scent. Like if I smell my skin where I've applied this, I can still smell it the next day, like hours and hours later through a shower. I can still get wafts of this on the skin, but it's not a perfume, so you're not going to get a huge amount of sillage from it. You're not going to be able to replace the perfume. With this, it's a much lighter scent, but absolutely beautiful. I'm in heaven. I absolutely adore it. Obviously, it is a lot of money. It's a luxury product for sure, and it's either going to be for you or it's not, and either of those options is absolutely fine, but it's definitely for me. No regrets. Also, see, I told you I was rusty. I don't know what I'm doing today. It isn't sticky and it's not like oily. It is obviously an oil, but once it's kind of worked its way into the skin, it just feels very soft and lovely, not oily, sticky or anything horrible. Just to clarify. Next up, let's talk about this viral fragrance. I guess fragrance, it's a hair and body mist. I would think of this as a body spray as opposed to it being a perfume. This is from Sol de Janeiro. This is the 62 scent. They have numbers, I believe. And this went super viral all over TikTok. Everyone was saying this is like the best perfume ever. It's incredible. It's glorious. And I was so curious. I bought it. And I will say, I do not understand it. I'm sorry, I don't get the hype. It's the exact same scent as the Boom Boom cream, the, viral body cream from Sol de Janeiro. I like the scent, of the body cream, don't get me wrong, but do I want to use this as a perfume? No, it smells like a body cream to me. It doesn't smell like a fragrance, and it doesn't really perform like a fragrance to me. So I will say it was slightly disappointing. I thought I was going to cover myself in this head to toe and smell delightful, but the performance is just not there, and it just doesn't have the same type of fragrance to me as the type of perfumes that I want to wear. So yeah, TikTok definitely got me on that one. It happens to me too, it happens to me too. Now, I typically try to limit myself to purchasing like one fragrance per month. That's kind of my goal. I have a lot of fragrance. I don't need or want a lot more. And therefore I try to restrain myself to only purchasing one a month so I can use and enjoy my collection. But this month I have 3, and let me make my excuse, okay? One was gifted to me, and one was a lot less money, a lot more affordable than my typical niche fragrances that I go for. So only one of them counts, okay? And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Also, I've just realised I forgot to mention that I've completely changed my setup. I don't know if you've noticed, but yes, I put a lot of work over my Christmas break, my Christmas time off, just making everything glorious and beautiful and working on my lighting. And yeah, I guess I should have mentioned that. You've probably noticed. So anyway, where were we? First up, let's talk about this Kayali fragrance, Vanilla Royale Sugared Patchouli. So the first of the 3 fragrances that I picked up or discovered in December is the Kayali Vanilla Royale Sugared Patchouli. So this was from Kayali's brand, that is Mona Katan, Huda Beauty's sister brand of fragrance. So this is my first fragrance from the brand. So I was intrigued. I wanted to try it. I liked the sound of the notes, which are very handily written or printed on the back of the bottle. So we have vanilla, golden rum, creme brulee, one of my favourite desserts, brown sugar, royal oud, and sugared patchouli, of course, as the name would suggest. I love the fragrance of this. It's absolutely beautiful. It is sweet, as you would expect from the name, but I think the oud in there and the patchouli balances everything out, so it's not cloying, it's not overly sweet, it's not sickly. I love the smell of this. I will say, performance-wise, it's a little lacking. Longevity is fine. Not a problem whatsoever. It's the sillage. No one else is going to smell this on you. It's rare that I will spray a new fragrance and my husband will not say anything. Like, he always notices my fragrances. My children as well are very, very well trained in the art of fragrance. And they will always comment, oh, you smell lovely, mummy. Oh, I love your perfume, mummy. And my husband will always notice if I have a new fragrance and will also always notice if I sprayed a fragrance and he said nothing. That's not a good sign. However, what I will say is, obviously it's winter and it's cold. So fragrances do not project like they do in the summer because my skin is freezing. It's not warm, it's not, you know, giving fragrances that boost. So I love the scent of this so much, and it's perfect for a quieter environment, office friendly, all of those close confines friendly. I've even tried super overspraying this and it doesn't really give me any more projection, but it does like hurt my nose. So I wouldn't recommend it. But I do expect this to perform better in spring and summer. So I'm going to keep wearing this because I just love the fragrance, and I'm going to keep trying it as the temperatures go up a little. If you live somewhere warmer than me, you'll probably have a different experience. But the fragrance itself, glorious. But I do want a bit more. I want anyone else to smell me, you know, for my money. Now, next up, Matiere Perfumes incredibly generously gifted me Encens Suave this month. I was so excited and so grateful because I purchased Crystal Saffron from their brands, directly from their website. I posted about it. I absolutely love Crystal Saffron, and they saw my post and said, we'd love to gift you another fragrance. I had already had a load of samples and I knew exactly which one I wanted. I wanted Encens Suave. Very different beast to Crystal Saffron. It's absolutely glorious. This is much more my typical fragrance. So it's a really warm, spicy, smoky, boozy fragrance. If you like Angel's Share by Kilian, you can't really go wrong. If you like Ojan by Parfums de Marly, it's so beautiful. Boozy, but it's not as overpowering and like kind of sickly as Angel's Share. So if you want something a little lighter, fresher, can't stop smelling it, as you may have noticed. And I also really love how simple and elegant the packaging is. The bottle, it's just so simple, just with that plain white label with the name and the brand, and then just the gorgeous bottle that just speaks for itself. I love that. It feels very luxurious. And then the third and final fragrance of December that I picked up is Nishane's Fan Your Flames. I don't know why I have only just stumbled upon this fragrance, because when you read the notes list, oh, you know this is going to be right up my street. It only kind of came onto my radar in the last month because I've been searching for a fragrance with coconut in it. I'm really curious about coconut fragrances. Please, if you have a coconut recommendation, hit me up in the comment section down below. Although I will say I've literally looked at every single one there is. So it will have to be a secret one that I haven't already read about. So I've been doing a lot of research into coconut fragrance, not one that literally, I don't want to smell of a coconut, but with a coconut note in it. You understand what I'm saying? I've become curious about fragrances with a coconut note. So I've been doing a lot of looking into fragrances that have a coconut note, and this little one popped up and I thought, why don't I know about you? Because the reviews are incredible. This is a warm, spicy, boozy tobacco fragrance. Hello, all right up my street. This has rum, tobacco, coconut in the top, and then a very woodsy dry down. So very, very up my street. All of the reviews that I saw say it's typical Nishane performance. It's a huge beast mode, sillage and longevity, which is what I love and look for in my fragrance. So I don't know where I've been or why I haven't already purchased this, but I was instantly all over it. Oh, it's delightful. It is a boozy, tobacco-y bomb, a warm, spicy, cozy, with just the smallest hint of sweetness that comes from like the tonka, rather than it being vanilla, you know, caramel. So it's not sweet, sweet, sweet. It's just got a hint that takes the edge off the tobacco. It's beautiful. If you want woodsy, tobacco-y, boozy goodness, it's delightful. I always am impressed by Nishane's performance. I really love Arnie, is probably their most popular, most well-known scent. And I love that one. I just find it a bit like cloying. A lot of the time it's almost like it's too much. I find it quite headache inducing. This one is just a little less loud and shouty, but super beautiful, and still has the incredible performance that we always see from that house. Okay, so a couple of hair products this month. The Olaplex Purple Shampoo. I've been terrified to try this. I've wanted to try this to keep my highlights, my money piece in particular, nice and bright in between appointments. I have my hair coloured like every 6 months, very, very rarely. So it can get a bit brassy, and I wanted to try a purple shampoo. I love Olaplex, and therefore I wanted to try this one. The reason I say I was terrified is because the reviews are very, very mixed on this, okay? People are saying it's turned their whole hair purple, and other people are saying it doesn't really do anything. Other people are saying it dried their hair out. So I was nervous, but I decided to go for it with caution. I proceeded with caution. Okay, here's what I did. I wash my hair, I shampoo my hair twice. I do a double shampoo, a double poo, if you like. You probably don't, but that's what I do. And so how I use this is I do my first shampoo with just the regular Olaplex shampoo, and then the second shampoo I do half and half, a mixture of this one and the original. I mix them together on the palms. I shampoo, and I do not leave it. I do a good shampoo. I make sure it's all over the hair, touching every last strand, every last thread of mane gets touched, but I don't let it sit there. And it does say on the bottle, you know, leave for 1 to 3 minutes, but that's where I feel like people are ending up with the purple hair. So that seems like a mistake. I also don't use it every time. I do that every like 2 or 3 shampoos, and it is amazing. My hair looks freshly coloured when I've used this for a good couple of weeks, and I love it. It's really great. It hasn't stained, it hasn't made my hair go purple. It just does exactly what I wanted it to do. So that's my tip, okay? Don't leave it on. And maybe consider mixing it with the original just to tone it down a little bit. Unless you want purple hair, in which case I want to see it. I love purple hair. I had purple hair for many years. So in fact, maybe I will leave it on. And finally, for Christmas, my sister bought me an overnight heatless curling weapon. Okay, now I don't know what brand this is. I think this is the one because I put on my Christmas list one of these and I sent a link to one that was on ASOS. So I think this was just the one, whatever the one was that was on ASOS. I can't see a brand name anywhere, but it came with the 2 scrunchies, the thing, whatever this is, a woggle. That's what we swim with, so perhaps not. And then the clip, which is upstairs in my drawer, and I'm not going up there to get it, but that holds it on top of your head. So this is an overnight curler. I'm sure you guys have seen these before. You basically clip it on the top and then you wrap your hair around it, scrunchies on the ends, and then you go to bed and dream sweet dreams. And in the morning, you wake up with luscious, wavy hair. I will insert a picture of my first time. I've only used this once. I will insert a picture of my first go with this. Now, I could have done better, definitely. My hair wasn't overly damp. When I use this, I feel like it should have been more damp, perhaps. And I don't think I wrapped it tightly enough. There was a few mistakes were made, but I was really happy with the results. My hair is like, it's pin straight, my hair, barely any life to be spoken of in it. And I woke up with lovely, wavy, tidy, nice, neat waves. And I was super happy with it. I don't like it as much as like when I do my hair with my Dyson. I didn't have the body, but I also feel like I could have done better with that, the way that I wrap it. So it was okay. It was certainly better than if I'd just gone to bed and my hair had woken up, you know, like a damp squid. So I like it. I'm here for the vibes. If I'm feeling lazy, I don't have time to do a whole Dyson blowout, but I want some life in my hair, I am a convert, I would say. That's right. Okay, we have one more item before we get on to the makeups, and it's this ISO Clean makeup brush cleaner. Do you guys know about this? I've got 2 of these. I think I got them in my Look Fantastic box, or was it another box? These arrived in one of my monthly boxes that I am gifted. So this was gifted within a box, a beauty box. You know what I'm saying? A subscription box, right? You follow? And I just haven't used them because I just assumed they weren't for me. I like brush soap. That's how I clean my brushes. I've never used anything like this. I felt like it wasn't for me. And so I randomly used it one day. And this stuff is amazing. It's amazing. Okay, so the idea of this is you spritz it onto a brush and you swirl it on a cloth or whatever. I use it on my Sonia G makeup cleaning cloth, and I will just spray a brush. Typically my favorite brushes to use this on is eyeshadow brushes that have a lot of color or residue left over from previous looks. You give it a spray, swirl it onto the cloth, and it is clean and dry. Makeup residue, extra color, everything is gone, and it's dry. It's like a miracle. Okay. It also sanitizes the brushes. It does have a very, very, very intense alcohol scent, because that's essentially what it is. So I would say don't use this if you're hungover or you went drinking the night before, because I cannot fathom how you will make it through. That's my advice. But it works very, very well. I'm a convert. It's great for like in between looks. If you're a makeup artist, I imagine you probably already know about this and love it and use it. But I am suitably impressed. I did not know this existed, and I certainly didn't expect to like it, but I do. Okay, so on to the makeups. First up, let's talk about this NARS eyeshadow palette. This is the Stargaze palette, and it gets me every time. It's one that's hard to open. You swine. Oh, okay, we're in. This was from their holiday collection. I was gifted this by NARS. I really like this palette. It's so nice. It's essentially a neutrals palette with this little extra beautiful little pop of purpley lilac shade, which I can never understand what the correct name is for it. But it's such a pretty palette. I think NARS's eyeshadows are really underrated, and I think they're lovely. They have some really nice wet looking shimmers with lovely shine, and the mattes are very nice and soft and creamy and blend really nicely. I think this is a lovely colour story. It is essentially like a neutrals palette. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not like an insane, crazy colour story we've never seen before. But the formula is lovely. I have some lovely, just pretty everyday natural neutral eyeshadow looks with this palette, and as usual I feel like NARS pulled out a very nice solid eyeshadow palette that not many people were talking about, but it's lovely. Next up, Nabla gifted me their entire matte lipstick release this month, or last month, where it's January now, last month. And I think this is my first ever try of Nabla as a brand. Not the easiest brand to get hold of here in the UK, so I was very, very grateful to be able to try these. And I did promise you guys a swatch video, but with the holidays, everything, my whole life just got away from me. So these are matte bullet lipsticks. There are some stunning colours in here. I love this packaging, the white and gold. I just think it's really, really nice and beautiful and pretty, but quite understated. These are the shades Glam On and Naked Mauve, and these are probably my two favourites from the collection, the two nudes. I think this, yeah, Heatwave Clay, I also love, bit more rich, a bit sort of more of a like brick red. Really, there are some stunning shades in here. I really like the bullet because it's very, very precise, very, very small, easy to get around, Cupid's bow and everything like that. These are very long wearing and I like them a lot. They are quite drying, I'll say that. They're matte lipsticks and they are matte, matte, matte. So if you struggle with matte lipsticks, they dry your lips out insanely. Mine did get quite dry throughout the day, but they are very long wearing and the colours are absolutely delightful. So a good start to my introduction with Nabla, I would say. Next up, my items from the Pat McGrath Star Wars collaboration or collection, whatever you want to call her, arrived and I was not disappointed. I know a lot of people were. Let's just say this, I did not purchase any of these items because I'm super into Star Wars. I'm just into Pat McGrath and eyeshadow and beautiful makeup. The Star Wars pictures and, you know, stickers as they turned out to be are of no consequence or importance to me personally. However, I do fully understand why people who purchase these items because they were sort of dubbed to be collector's items, exclusive, limited edition packaging, have been very disappointed to find that they are just stickers on the top of the products, particularly the mothership, which looked, and I think a lot of people expected it to be this incredible, you know, printed packaging for the extra money, and it was just a sticker stuck over the top of the original classic mothership packaging. So I do understand the controversy and the disappointment. It's just personally that doesn't affect me because I would quite happily peel the sticker off, and that's probably some kind of sacrilege. I understand. I'm probably being cancelled right now, but I've never seen Star Wars. I'm so sorry. I don't know if that's allowed, but I've never seen it. So I'm not a Star Wars fan. I just liked the products and wanted to see them. So I wasn't personally bothered by the fact that these are just stickers on the top of the pots and they're not even in the middle. You can probably see this sticker, this label is very wonkily applied to the lid. So I do understand, you know, it could have been better, for sure it could, but onto the products themselves. So I picked up Extragalactic Gold and Smuggler's Spice in the two Artistry pigments, and I also picked up the blue palette, which is the golden one. That was my order, which incidentally is all of the things that sold out like very, very quickly and are now out of stock. I hope they'll be restocked, but I don't know if they will be. Obviously this is a limited edition collection. Hopefully it's going to come back, but I can't guarantee it. Okay, I'm only me. I've nothing to do with me. Bear in mind, I've just applied this on the hand that had the oil. I did wipe it off, but you can probably see my hand is still very luminous and beautiful looking. That was probably not my most sensible decision of life. I definitely think I made the shadows a little patchy. So there are the swatches of the palette. I really like this eyeshadow palette. I've only used it a couple of times. It's only been in my pores for a couple of weeks and I've barely done makeup the last couple of weeks, so I've only used it a couple of times and I do like it. It's the same formula as her £5 that were released for holiday, and a lot of people are commenting and saying, isn't it exactly the same as this one, which is the Nude Allure? So let's take a look. Now they do have magnets, so they're trying to repel / attract each other, but I'm doing my best to put them as close together as I can. Now they're not a million miles apart, but they're definitely not sort of dupes. The Nude Allure, definitely a bit more pinky mauve, and the golden one, as you might expect, a lot more sort of golden classic warm neutrals. I don't absolutely love the colour story. It was a bit more sort of warmy, goldy, bronzy than I was expecting it to be, sort of more brown. I don't know if that was just me, but I like the looks I get with this, and the formulas are very, very nice and I really like them. I especially love this matte. I used this matte with the Smuggler Spice pot today on my eyes. That's all I have on my eyes, and I really love how pretty it looks. Very easy mattes to work with, nice shimmers, just not my favourite ever colour story. This Smuggler Spice pigment I think is my favourite thing of the whole collection, everything that I purchased. It's just such a pretty sort of duochrome, like pink champagne shift. Very, very pretty and beautiful. Quite a nice smooth formula, and really like barely in any fallout whatsoever, which from a pigment like this, I was very pleasantly surprised at this. I think you can see in comparison to the Intergalactic Gold, it's much more subtle. And I like that. It's just a it's just a subtle sheen, and it's very, very pretty. It's not like incredibly over the top, whoa, what on earth have you got in your eyes? But I really like how pretty and soft and understated it is. The Intergalactic Gold was a bit deeper and bronzier than I was expecting, so it's just not my favourite shade. But again, the formula is beautiful, barely any fallout, a lot of impact, and a really nice shadow. Let's zoom in on the eyeballs. So this is Smuggler Spice on the eyeballs, not the eyeballs, the eyelids, I should say. Very, very pretty. I just love it. I think it's gorgeous, pretty, soft, flattering eyeshadow. I'm a fan. So that would be my recommendation. If you wanted to pick one thing from the collection, and it does get restocked, I would say that my favourite is definitely the Smuggler Spice pigment. I think everything else is pretty skippable. It's nice, it's fine, no issues. But I also think, you know, you could probably find better places to put your money. That's what I'm saying. Next up, I ordered a couple of items from Westman Atelier last month. I keep saying this month. It's January now. It was last month, okay? Now, these are both items, or shades of items, I should say, that aren't available here in the UK for whatever reason. So I had to order them directly from the Westman Atelier website and have them delivered here, which was expensive. All of the taxes and everything are included on the website, so you won't get stiffed with, you know, a Royal Mail fee and everything on arrival, but it was pricey to ship them here. I will say that. So first up, we have one of the tinted, super loaded tinted highlighters. This is the shade Peau de Sante, which for some god unknown horrifying reason has never arrived here in the UK. It will probably be here now that I've paid extra to have it shipped. But at the time I ordered this shade just was like a US exclusive. I think what it was it was exclusive to Westman Atelier's website and another, was it Nordstrom, another retailer, of which again we don't have here in the UK. So we never got it, but I was very curious. I liked this formula and a lot of people rave about it, and I really loved the look of this shade, which is a sort of like peachy coral. It has the nicer packaging as well with that mirrored compact. When it arrived and I looked at this, I thought this is going to be more of like a blushing highlight, but actually when you sort of apply it, it's really not got as much colour as it looks like it will have in the pan. This is the highlight I have on today. It's right up my street. It's absolutely beautiful. It's one that when I apply it, I'm like, is anything happening? I'm not seeing glow. I'm not seeing highlight. Is anything happening? And then just as you catch the light, as you turn your cheek, it's just giving glow and beautiful luminosity from within. No shimmer, no sparkle, no texture. It's gorgeous. It instantly became like a top drawer favorite. I absolutely love it, and very pleasantly surprised that it wasn't kind of giving me color, so I had to be careful with it. It's beautiful. It may give you more color if you're fairer than me. You can see there's a slight color there, but absolutely gorgeous. Very pleasantly surprised. The second product I ordered was one of the blush sticks. Again, these are available here, but not this shade for some reason. This is the shade Mimi. I think this was originally available in a set, and then it got released as a single, and we just haven't had it here yet, I think is what's happened. So this is one of the blush sticks. I wanted to order this because in my quest to try more creams last year, This was one that you guys kept saying you have to try the Westman Atelier blush sticks. They are the best of the best. So I did. This is the shade Mimi. I mean, look at this. It's the perfect neutral, everyday, inoffensive, goes with everything blush colour. Just beautiful. There you can see the highlight and the blush underneath. I mean, what a combo. Again, this is the blush I have on my cheeks today. I absolutely love it. You guys were absolutely right. This is without doubt one of the best cream products, let alone cream blushes I've ever tried. I'm just sort of tapping it here and you can see how easy it is to blend. Just from a little tap, I find this very easy to build up and apply. It doesn't budge anything underneath. Thank you to you guys. You always come through the recommendations. You know, you get me. You know what I like. And both of these were a massive hit. Both in my top drawer. Both like my favourite cream products I've ever tried. I think this might be my favourite ever cream blush formula. Just like you said it was going to be. You know best. I've just realised I forgot a product that is not makeup. So I'm so sorry. I can only apologise. But it's the Glow For It Lash Growth Serum. Now it's slightly too early for me to talk about this and I'll tell you why. It's been almost 7 weeks since I started using the lash serum, and most lash serum companies or formulas will tell you you need to like use them for 12 weeks to start really see like the impact. So we're way away, we're well away from 12 weeks. We're only just coming up to 7. It's 7 tomorrow, if we're gonna be precise. So it's a little too early. I will probably put in a before and after where we're at now, just for giggles, just for information, just for a benchmark. I don't think you're really going to be able to see a noticeable big difference between the current scratch and 7 weeks because it's just not been long enough. However, I am already noticing the improvements in person looking at my own eyelashes. When I've tried, I think 2 other lash serums in my lifetime, both times and now with this one, what you notice first is when you apply mascara. So initially when you start using them, you look in the mirror at your lashes every single day. Have they grown yet? Are they growing? That's what we do, right? And it's just not just me, right? And initially you think they don't really look any different, they don't really look longer. And then one day you start applying mascara and you're like, oh my God, holy lashes, Batman. That's what happens to me. Every time you start noticing it first when you apply your mascara, suddenly like with barely touching mascara on your lashes, they look incredible with no effort. Instantly as you apply the mascara. I think what happens is the tips of our lashes aren't like as black and visible as the rest of the lash. So where they're getting longer and longer, you need to put the mascara on to actually see where your lashes end now. I think that's what's happening. What I'm noticing is I've got more lashes. My lash liner is like fuller with less gaps between lashes. They look less sparse, and I'm definitely noticing length because when I apply mascara, I'm wowed and shook to my core. I think we're going to see big lashes in the coming weeks, but I will keep you posted. So far, so very good. This is a lash serum that does not contain the dodgy ingredient that could possibly cause you health problems or issues with your eyes and things like color staining, etc. So I'm very, very excited to see how well it works, given that it is one that is much safer to use than your average lash serum. I'll keep you posted, but so far it's looking good. Next up, an item that is not new to me. Next up, an item that is not new, but is new to me. I bought the Benefit Precision Liquid Liner in the brown colour. So I've had the black one before, but I purchased the brown one because you guys know I'm super addicted to doing fox eye eyeliner at the moment. And I wanted something that was just a bit softer, like the black can be really harsh, and I wanted something a bit softer, a bit more subtle of a line. So I wanted a brown liner. This one had really good reviews and feedback, so I bought it and it is perfect. Absolutely perfect. It just gives a much more natural, softer liner, and I've been using this almost non-stop. Every time I use a liquid liner, I want the brown one now. I'm a convert. I just love it. I got one shade of the new Dior Addict Plumping Lip Glosses. This is the shade 38. People keep asking me what the name is, but it just says 38. There's no name on there, so I'm so sorry. I don't know what the name is. It just says a number. Whew! It definitely has that minty scent. I will say that. I love the packaging. I really like this gloss. It's not sticky. It's got a lovely amount of pigment in there, which I really, really appreciate. I don't want to put gloss on top of lipstick. I find that annoying. I don't want the lipstick to get on the wand and then go in the gloss. I don't want that. Who would want that? I don't know who's doing that, but I don't like it. I either want lipstick or gloss that has enough colour. That's what I want. Nothing in between, please. And this is perfect. Perfect amount of pigment, perfect shine without like sparkly glitter or gritty feeling. Very smooth. It has that like quite intense tingle. It's more of a sort of like cold tingle as opposed to a hot burn, which I prefer personally. I'd rather be chilled than burned. That's just me. It does have a quite intense minty scent. So it's either going to be for you or it's not. I can't say that I put this on and I look like I've had lip filler. That I can't say has happened. My lips do look juicy and plump just because they have a shiny gloss on and the lines look nice and smooth, but I can't say that my lips look noticeably bigger. Make of that what you will. Next up, the lipstick that I have on today, which is from the newest Dior collection. This little box. I'm absolutely obsessed with this. I just want this in my handbag at all times, regardless of whatever lipstick is in there. So this pushes out and it's a really nice, I mean, it's cardboard, but it is a really nice, sturdy, solid, thick feeling cardboard, which I feel like as long as you don't, put it in the bath, will last a nice long time. So I chose the shade Nude Touch and it is that satin formula and I absolutely love it. It's a very flattering, wearable, everyday, slightly peachy nude colour. I feel like it's very easy to wear and I really like it. Is it like an insane colour that you've never seen before? Obviously not. So do you really need it? No. Whether or not you particularly want it is probably going to be based on how much you like animal print lipstick holders. I don't know is a question you've asked yourself before. And finally, after this insanely long video as usual, it's the Rare Beauty highlighters. I feel like I've got a very unpopular opinion about these. I picked up the shade Flaunt just because, I'm sorry, why did I shout? Just because. It was the only shade that was in stock at the time that I ordered it and I wanted to sort of review it and do photos and help you guys choose. And I thought it was a shade that would work for me, but I probably would have gone a shade lighter if they had all been available. You can probably see it is going to leave a slight cast on me if I turn my hand there. Definitely a bit too dark. For my winter skin tone will be perfect for me in summer, but definitely wearable and usable. I just have to kind of keep it strategically, away from the center of my face and be careful not to use it down the nose and in places where it's going to leave a cast when I turn my cheek. Here's the thing. I feel like everyone I see talk about these absolutely loves them, and it's not like I hate them, they're just not my cup of tea when it comes to highlight. It is quite shimmery and sparkly and it is very intense, and that's just not really what I look for with a highlighter. I applied this the first time when it arrived and oh my goodness, I wish I'd done it on camera, because as I applied it, it was like my cheek just went like texture, boom, right there, where before you couldn't see any texture. It was like someone had coloured the texture in with this highlighter. That's exactly what was happening. It massively enhances my texture and it's just too beaming and over the top for me and too shimmery and sparkly, and yeah, so it's just not my cup of tea, which was slightly disappointing, especially because everybody else loves it, but maybe I'm just fussy and annoying. I'm sure my husband would agree. But yeah, it's definitely not sort of my typical up my street type of highlighter, but clearly I'm in the unpopular opinion on that one because everyone else seems to love it. So there you go. Okay, and there you have it. That is everything I have to tell you about the month of December and everything I tried in that month. I'm so sorry this video was so hectic. Hopefully I'm warmed up now and I've dusted my filming cobwebs away because I didn't know what was going on for the majority of the time. In fact, all of the time that I was here with you today, and I can only apologise. Hopefully the gorgeous, delightful new scenery somewhat makes up for the chaotic nature of this video. I promise it's only up from here. Okay, please let me know what you tried in December. Did you get any makeup for your Christmas presents? Or what did you get? What are you loving? What not so much? Please let us know in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'd love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.